You number one. Hey, hey, hey.
Wait.
Mind your business.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Huh? Oh.
Hey. Oh, shucks that.
Now you know what? I'm gonna do that one more time because y'all was not hype enough.
One more.
The views not
One
hype
more.
enough. I need y'all to really get into it. Today is Thursday, January the 28th, the last Thursday in January.
Already.
Y'all wake up, get in tune, and we're gonna rock it out one more
And there's
time.
some little bit of snow left on the ground.
I didn't think about that last Thursday. Hey. Which one is the twerk?
Oh, you know how I twerk now. We're going to do this busted challenge.
Hey. Now we at the tippy what? Oh. And we keeping it high. Hey. Oh. Hey. Yeah, you number what? Hey, wine baby. Here's to the what? Mind your business. Now, wait again.
Business. If it ain't about the what,
Wait again, minute.
you gonna do what, Pint?
Wait again. Mind your business. What? Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably when I talk to mind your business.
Right. Mind your business.
Oh.
Alright, much better.
Yes, yes. Welcome to another episode of Wait A Gam Minute. Tonight we have Miss Sharonda here with us.
Canada.
Yes, she's here with us to share her story, and hopefully that her story will not only enlighten us, but enlighten some of the viewers and help those that might be going through similar things or have been through similar things and wanting to know how to go about getting through it, or just to know someone else went through whatever it is they might have went through or what they're going through. Mm-hmm. So introduce yourself and say hi to the viewers.
Hola, Canada. What's up, everybody? You know who I is. Canada Wicks in the building.
So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Sharonda. Who is Sharonda?
Good question. Who is Sharonda? I would say Sharonda is a down-to-earth person, you know. I'm a people's person. Mm-hmm. I will give you the shirt off my back, you know. I thrive off seeing other people happy, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That right there just is a priceless feeling for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm just a kid at heart, you know. I had to grow up quick at an early age, growing up. And now as an adult, it's like...
Come back up to your mama, let the viewers hear what's going on.
Now that I'm an adult, it's like I'm living that child mentality, should I say, as, you know, like acting out and being creative with things, especially when it comes to my kids, you know. I try to, you know, just let my youthful side out that I was never able to growing up as a kid.
Okay, so you saying when you was growing up, you was limited, you didn't fulfill your childhood, or you missed out, I would say.
I missed out on that part because I had to hurry up and grow up fast. And I say that because I was brought up in a broken home, you know what I mean? My mom and dad split in their marriage because they was addicted to drugs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when they split, it was like, wow, I got to learn how to live without them, you know, so.
So you didn't go with either one of them that you had to learn? Why you had to learn to live without them?
I had to learn because of the fact that I was pushed over to another family member,
Okay.
you know, and they was very active in church.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her. Aunt Dorothy, if you're up here, I love you. I love you. But I was rebellious. That
Okay.
made me very, very rebellious.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? And I didn't want to go by her rules. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go to church 4 and 5 times a week. You know,
Oh,
at
wow.
that age. 'Cause she was a minister. She was in the choir. She was helping out with the homeless. Like, she was always needed at church.
Very active. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
very active. And I had to be there all the time. And I said, no, I want to go hang out with my friends.
Right.
So it's always
Right.
one friend that you go to their house and come stay over here in my house. And then mama let you in, open doors, you know. So that's what it was. I just chilled over there. I ain't even think about going back to church no more. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, living like that, you gotta mature.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't have a father figure, so I was looking for, let me see, love and some type of structure through men.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was looking for love in all the wrong places and stuff like that, and, you know, dealing with guys that was pretty much basically selling drugs or, you know, abusive and stuff like that. I didn't mention that I was brought up in an abusive home.
Okay.
You know,
Before your parents
and
split.
That's,
So this-
that's what made them split, right along with the drugs and all, you know. And so I thought that was, you know, I had to accept that.
Okay.
Guys, you know what I mean? Got my head knocked across a few times, you know, before I realized that this is not love. This is not what I want, you know.
So when you was going through all of this, what age? Around about what age were you?
Ooh. About 13.
13?
Yeah.
So you were just a teenager.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
But she just
Yeah.
made, so she was like a,
Yeah,
what is
12,
it called when you like
13 years
12, 13?
Preteen.
Preteen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, so you was living like a 20 or 30-year-old life,
I
basically.
had to grow up fast. And I didn't enjoy being a kid. You know what I mean? Like when my mom and dad were together, were together, being home with my brother playing the Nintendo. That's what the game was then, Nintendo. And after that, once they started using drugs and stuff, the Nintendos got sold. No more Nintendos.
So
No.
both of them were addicts?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
They were both addicts, and on top of that, my father was like alcoholic. On top of that, and the abuse was just, you know,
It was real.
it was real.
Oh, okay.
It was real.
So how many siblings did you come up with? I'm sorry.
During that time, it was just me and my brother.
Okay.
It was just me and my brother then, and
Did he go with you too to your aunt Dorothy house?
we split. We split. The whole. When I say the whole family split, the entire family split and went different ways.
So your mom went one way, your dad went one way, you went another way, and your
my
brother went another way.
Yeah. Just like that.
And
But
so
we
he-
were still, and my mom went to Rhode Island. She left the whole state. She was just like, you know what? Forget it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just leave you here with your aunt, and your brother go with your dad, and that's just how it's gonna be.
Oh, so your brother went with your dad.
Yeah.
Although he
my
was
dad.
battling alcohol and drugs, she left him with the dad.
But they were still here with you. So you were born. Y'all. All this happened in Virginia, in Suffolk.
Yeah.
So you still had a relationship with your brother when you was coming.
Yeah,
back?
I still had a relationship with my brother. That's all I knew. It was just me and him, you know. When all the chaos and stuff was going on at the crib, you know, I was with my brother. Like, you know, we gonna be all right, bro. We gonna be all right.
Who oldest? You? You older?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all about to
Be all
ask.
right.
So let me interject here a little bit. Explain to us coming up like one of the situations where your mom and dad would get into it. Put us in a place of where you were at one of those times.
Oh, wow. One of those times where when my dad left and we was home and they thought I was asleep and I won't sleep. My brother was asleep, but I wasn't, because I would hear the door shut, you know what I mean? And I said, oh, Mom, Dad, gone. So I had built up anger towards them because they kept constantly doing that. So what I did, I took some nails and a hammer, and I started beating nails around the door so they wouldn't be able to get back in.
Wow.
Because
Both of them?
I wanted to keep them away because I knew when they got back and they got high that when they ran out, they was gonna fight. So I just wanted to keep me and my brother safe. You know what I mean? But somehow they managed to get back in, and like I knew what's gonna happen. They all the drugs was gone, and they got to fighting. You know what I mean? And my mom would always tell me, because we didn't have a phone then, and back then when you dialed the police, it was 0.
Right.
So she said, go across the street, run across the street, dial 0, call the police. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. And back then I was going to Forest Glen. I went to Kilburn Shores Elementary, then I went to Forest Glen. And I was across the street from the Sessoms, Myron and Tyrone Sessoms.
Okay.
And they was my escape house, you know what I mean? I went to them, and I was like, I need your phone. They already knew, because I've been over there so many times. They already knew what was going on. So they let me use the phone. Their mom was like, just stay right here till they come. So when the cops got there, I went back across the street or whatever. But it was just, you know, it's so many stories. I'm just grateful, you know. I'm just grateful I didn't let that keep me down. You know what I mean? I kept pushing. But don't get me wrong, please, not for 1 second. I have had my downfalls where it came to a point where I started turning to drugs.
Wow.
Around about what age did you?
Well, it started out with weed, so I say about 13, 14.
Okay.
You know, that was my reason why I didn't want to stay at my aunt's house, because
Oh, yeah.
I can go with my friends'
Yeah.
house and we can turn up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And party. Yes.
Wild Irish Rose and all that. And look, the grown-ups were getting it for us back then. For real.
Yeah.
The corner store, they go to the corner store and go buy it for us. They won't hear no nothing.
Right.
You know?
So basically back
They just
then,
want to look at their face. Just not worrying me.
Right.
Well, I get it. Go ahead on about your business. But yeah, so about 13, 14. As I got older and started dealing with guys that was selling heavy stuff, as far as like powder or crack cocaine, you know, that's around about 16, 17 years old, you know. But mind you, when I was around about 10, I had got molested, you know. And I never told my mom or dad about
oh, okay, I was about to ask you that.
Yeah, I never told them about it. But I did tell my aunt, you know, it was a family member at that, you know. And I just, when my mom wanted to take me over there, I just act out, I don't want to go. Don't take me over there. Don't take me over there. But she didn't know why. So she still took me over there, you know, and stuff was going on and stuff like that. But that's what, I'm not trying to use it for an excuse, but
Right.
back then, that was my excuse for getting high. You know what I mean?
But something that happened when you was 10. So how long did that happen from 10?
Ooh,
Because now,
that
10 years
happened.
old, you said you was getting molested by a family member.
Yeah.
But by 13, your parents had separated and you was on your own. Well, you was at your aunt's house, but you left the aunt, so you were pretty much running on your own.
It was just tough, man. It was just tough, especially not being able to trust somebody when
Right.
you can open up and tell them what's going on.
Right.
Trying to get help from them. I was always taught, whatever happens in your house,
Stays in your house.
Stays in
That's
your
right.
house.
So I never was able to talk to nobody about it. So I kept it in for many years. I kept it in. But once I started turning to drugs, you know, that was my escape. You know what I'm saying? I started getting
From all
high.
the pain and
Yeah, I started getting high. And then once that high went down, the problems were still there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was easy for me to get because the guys I was dealing with had it
They
by
had
the
it.
plentiful. You know what I mean? So years went on. I got married, you know, to my first husband. Y'all probably know him, Ernest, known as Blue. back then. Then I moved up to Rhode Island, and we got with a lot of people up there that was into drugs and, you know, the fast life, the money was coming fast and everything, you know, and that caused us to separate. I took my daughter, I had 3 kids by him. My oldest son, who's 22, the Army, Aquarius, who's 18, and Silas. I had 3 kids by my first husband. And it just got out of hand. I just said I can't take it no more. You know what I mean?
So at this time you were still using drugs, is what you're saying?
You know, I was
okay.
still using drugs.
Did your children ever see your drug abuse? Like
no,
you
they
using?
didn't. They didn't. I never let them see that. That's one thing. I never let them see that. But they knew something wasn't right with Mom. Like one minute she sleep, next minute she up all happy and stuff like that. You know, they knew something wasn't right with me, but they just couldn't figure out what it was. You know.
Right.
And I moved back here. I brought my daughter here with me, Aquarius, and we split. I went through my divorce and stuff. And I came with family here. And once I moved in with my family and stuff, you know, at first it's like, oh, we're so glad that you're back. You know, then after a while, the welcome is you know, you don't ruin your welcome. Now it's time for you to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta get out of here. What you got going on? You know?
Right.
I ain't had nothing going on, so I wound up being homeless. You know what I mean? With my daughter. They ain't care. I was sleeping out in the car with my daughter with a blanket in the driveway.
At your family.
At your family house?
At my family's house. And constantly I was praying, God, please, I'll do anything just to change this situation. You know, please change it. So I wound up staying with one of my good friends, and she backstabbed me. And then I wound up staying with one of her aunts that passed away, and that's when Sister Deaconess Sophia came around.
Okay.
I was taking care of her, and she had this white hat. She had got it for Easter. We went to church. I said, ooh, because she was a diabetic. I said, ooh, Auntie, let me wear your hat. So I just started doing characters. Sister Deaconess Sophia was the one that she loved the most. So.
Okay.
When I started that character, she was like, oh, you so funny, you should keep doing that. So I just continued doing it. She passed away and I kept her hat. So that's where Sister Deaconess Sophia came.
So that's the hat
Okay.
you wear today.
That's the hat I wear right now. Aunt Mary, I love you. Rest in peace to Aunt Mary. And that's when I met my husband.
So you had traumatic experience after traumatic experience, and
Right.
it just seemed like it's one thing after another. Like, how did you, at what point did you say, you know what, something has to give here? When you were saying, God, I need you to work this out, I need you to change some things. Like, what was the ending?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
What was the
What's the
first
straw?
step you took
Yeah.
to a better way than than your norm? Like, what was the first step you took? What did you
First
do?
step I took was I didn't want to get high no more because it wasn't doing nothing for me no more. You know, it was like too easy for me to get, but then at the same time, I wasn't even enjoying the high no more. It was like, why am I still doing this? I wake up the next morning, I can't breathe. I got an attitude because I can't get no more. You know, I was just tired. I was just tired.
So what was your drug of choice?
Powder.
Okay, cocaine?
Yep, cocaine.
Okay. So you had did that for how long? So, because you started so young. So was this at the age of 16, 17?
I didn't start powder until I was about in my 30s.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
was in my
Okay.
30s when I started powder.
Oh, okay. So you was in Rhode Island at that time, though, right?
I
Okay.
was in Rhode Island then.
But you said that you came back with just your daughter, so you left the other 2 kids
But
in
that
Rhode
father-
Island?
Yeah, that was the agreement. He say, you know, me and him was like, well, the father can raise the son, and my daughter be with me. So it was the agreement. So me and Aquarius came here, and then after that moment, and I realized that I ain't want to get high no more. My aunt had passed away, that I was staying at her house taking care of her. I had to move because they was going to sell the house. And I didn't have nowhere else to go.
So this was the second time you was homeless. You was homeless first with your family. Now you're homeless with your friend. Okay.
Yeah. So here it is again, back to square A.
Yeah, I am again, Lord.
Yeah.
Please help me. So when they say, go to God specifically in your prayer about what you want. I did that.
Take your time.
And he brought me my husband.
Look at God. You know, you have a testimony, and people need to hear it. And it's good that you're here and you're in the position that you're in now. And there's nobody but God that did all of this for you. So those aren't. I don't think those aren't sad tears at all.
No.
Good
These are
tears.
tears of joy.
Yes, yes.
Real talk, because if I didn't have a relationship with God, I supposed to have been dead. I tried to kill myself like 3-4 times.
Really?
And God still kept me.
Oh,
I OD'd
yeah.
on drugs, and I OD'd
He
on
had something better
pills.
for you.
He got something better for me, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it every day. Every day I get an inbox from somebody that's suffering from cancer. They watch my life, and they appreciate me for being who I am.
Because you're being a servant. It's just not business for you. You're being a servant. And that's nobody but God all the way around, Sharonda. Like, I don't care how many ways, how many angles you look at it, it's nobody but Him.
This your
that
purpose.
continues to raise His hands
This your
on you.
purpose. That's right.
That's why you're going to continuously be blessed.
When I go live, I don't care if I don't sell not one seed. It's the smiles that I get from people, the love that I get from people, the love that I was looking for growing up as a kid. I'm getting it from everybody. From everybody. People I don't even know. They see me for the person that I am.
That's right.
My husband sees me for the person that I am.
Thank God for
That
Him.
motivates me to keep pushing.
That's right.
Because my story is going to save somebody else's life.
And that's what it's for. That's what it's for.
I'm sorry. I knew it would come to this. I'm so sorry.
No, you okay.
But this is the raw and uncut version of ye,
That's right.
you know. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful every day I open my eyes. I'm grateful that I'm not that person I used to be. You know what I mean?
So were you ever did you ever wake up one day and felt ashamed of the person that you had ultimately became?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even look myself in the mirror.
Wow.
Because I felt like I was turning into what my mom and dad was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was something that I hated the most. Because they hurt me and my brother so bad. I didn't want to be that person. But I was slowly getting sucked into that same cycle. The cycle has to be broken. And if I got to be the one to do it, with God's help, I would do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got kids looking up. I got 3 kids with sickle cell disease. 3.
So who carries it? Who carries the trait?
I have the trait.
Okay.
I'm a trait carrier. Jimmy is also a trait carrier. And Aquarius' father was a trait carrier too.
Wow.
Wow, right? But with that being on me, I say, God, I know you don't put no more on me than I can bear. You give the toughest battles to your strongest soldiers.
Yes, He does.
You know what I mean? And for some reason, He just gives me the strength every day. You know what I mean?
The good thing is, Sharonda, just by looking at you, you know, and it's not just a cliche when it comes to you. When I say this, what you have been through, you definitely don't look like it. Like,
Right.
I would have never thought any of this transpired in your life.
Yeah. All
So-
of it.
You know, it's nobody but him.
Yeah.
Even in your darkest moments, he was
Even
Right.
though I did not want to go to church with my aunt, she put him, she drawed me to him. You know what I mean? Because when I was little, let me tell you this. When I was little, my mom used to take me over there because, you know, her and my dad wanted to go hang out and stuff. This when I was like maybe 2, 3, 4 years old. And when I went over there, when I was little like that, I enjoyed going to church. And they'd be shouting and praising, and it was just all joy. So I enjoyed going, you know. But then as you get older, it's like, oh man, I'm tired of this now. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it now. But we played church at her house, me and my cousins, or even me by myself. I would create people around me in the church, you know what I'm saying, in her house. And I would shout right there. As soon as that shout music hit, and I'm just falling out and put the sheet on me and all that stuff. That's what I was
You're doing all of yourself.
Yeah, I was doing that myself. And my aunt in the kitchen just cooking and laughing at me, you know what I mean? Because she knew that I was imitating what was going on in the church. That's just something I never grew out of. I never grew out of that.
So you a true character.
That's
Like
me.
you would, yeah.
That's me. That's me. You know?
Oh yeah, so you had a whole lot. You had the church character.
Yeah, I got the church character. I got the deacon. I
Yeah.
got
So you
the
had all-
choir, the first lady with the hair. You know, all of that.
So let me ask you
So-
something, Sharonda. Being that your mother and your father were addicts, did they ever know that you had turned to drugs?
That's what I was
Did
about
you
to
ever
ask
talk to
too.
them?
Yeah, they knew.
And did they ever try to talk to you, tell you, no, that ain't?
No, because they were still addicts themselves.
Oh, they still.
They were still addicts
So
themselves.
now at this point, all three of you are addicts.
Yeah, but we never sat together.
Right.
You
No,
know,
but I'm
you
just
know,
saying
It
the
wasn't
dynamics
a
of the
point
family.
where they was like, well, maybe you need to stop. You know what I mean? Because we, like I said, I was dealing with guys that sold it. So my husband, during that time, we give to them to go on about their business. So, you know what I'm saying? So we can have our time to get out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no win in that at all.
No,
You know, no strength, no support. Everybody was weak.
So did you kind of like blame them? Like, did you blame your parents for their behavior, and you felt like maybe that's why you picked up the behavior? And how did your kids feel about, you know, learning? Because I know you said you didn't get high around your daughter or your sons, but eventually they found out, right? So how you think they felt about when they found out?
I would blame my mom and dad. Yeah, that's why I would still use it, because I use that as a stepping stone for me to keep using, an excuse for me to keep using. But my kids never knew. They never knew. They knew something was wrong, but they never knew that. They never seen it with their own eyes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
At
like
no
this.
point, even when they got older, is what I'm saying. Like at no point, eventually, at no point they didn't know. So is tonight the first time they found out?
Well, if they would watch this, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Ooh.
If they would watch this, yeah.
Oh wow.
So how old was your daughter when
Okay.
you were going through your homeless stage, when you were sleeping in the car and stuff with her?
Wow. My daughter's 18 now. I've been with Jimmy 6 years. My daughter's probably like 13, 14.
Oh, so she was
No,
older.
she was
so
like
she
12, like 12.
was she like asking questions? Is she real resentful, like to your family that
Right.
kicked y'all out?
She was very withdrawn. Very withdrawn. She was humble, quiet. She wouldn't interact, you know what I mean? And that was because I was always on the go, you know what I mean? As long as I had a shelter for her to stay at, she was good at the crib,
You were good.
I'm gone. I'm gonna get high. You know what I mean? Look, you got some food? Let me go and make you something to eat right quick. You got the game back there? Okay. I'll be back. Mama be back. You know what I mean?
So you was doing what your parents did when you was trying to nail the door.
I was doing to her what my
What
parents
they
was
did
doing
to you.
me, except for the domestic part. That's
Right.
the only thing. That's the
Right.
only thing. But she seen some domestic in my life. You know what I mean? One guy broke into my house, beat me up. I had him arrested and all that stuff. She seen that part, but she knew something wasn't right. You know, even me and her relationship wasn't as tight as it is now. Like now that I have not been using and stuff like that, like me and her is really tight. She'll come talk to me, you know, on some things, and some things she just, 18-year-old type.
Right. So how did you end up getting clean? Did you go to a rehab center, or did you just
I just got tired.
kick it yourself?
I just kicked it myself. I got tired.
How long you been clean?
I've been clean now for 2 years.
2 years?
2
Okay.
years.
Oh, so you were still, even when you got with your husband, you were still using.
Mm-hmm.
And did you ever tell him?
Hiding.
You were hiding.
Yeah, I was hiding. But then I came around and told him because he knew something wasn't right.
Everybody
Yeah, he knew
knows.
something wasn't right.
Right.
Coming up in here like this and all this stuff going on, something ain't right here. So yeah,
So he was actually sent for you.
I
Do you
prayed.
believe that?
Yeah, I prayed for him. He is the total opposite of what I was used to dealing with in a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, all the guys I dealt with was drug dealers. Jim is total opposite. Both parents raised him. Went to college, graduated from college, got a degree. You know what I mean? He was not in the streets. You know, total opposite. Total opposite. But that
So
was
how'd
what I
y'all
prayed
meet?
for. Facebook.
Facebook. So he slid up in your inbox. I ain't saying DM, inbox.
He slid in your DM.
We went in each other inboxes and stuff, you know.
Using yours first or using his?
Well, what it was, I had got sick one time and he offered to bring me some medicine. And I was scared at first. But then I was like, okay, bring me the NyQuil. And he did. And started kicking it, man. And I was like, wow, this dude here is all right, you know?
So how
So
would
when
you
he
manage?
found-
So how would you manage? How did you manage to hide your addiction when you started talking to him?
Because he stayed in Norfolk.
Okay.
And I stayed in Suffolk. So he won't round me all the time. You know what I
Okay.
mean? When I knew he was coming, I get myself cleaned up right quick. Yeah, I look good. Okay, come on over like that. So I just hid it from him.
So when he finally found out, did he like give you an ultimatum like you needed to let it go, or he was gonna leave you, or
Jimmy don't
what?
mess like that. There, look, you gotta get your stuff out. Cause that's not what he's about. You know what I mean? He don't support nothing of that nature. So yeah, and I knew that I really loved him, and this is who I wanted to be with. So I had to let it go.
And you knew this who you actually prayed for.
That's right. It was everything I prayed for, and one person.
So let me ask you this: now that your kids, if your kids may see this, do you think they'll look at you differently, or how would you, hypothetically, how would you handle it if your child said it when they seen the episode?
If they seen it, I would talk to them. You know, if they had some questions, I would answer them, and I would let them know my reasons and why. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just pray that they have an understanding heart. You know, that nobody's perfect, but see me for the person that I am now.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I didn't let that make me or break me.
Right.
Right.
And Mama didn't neglect you. She just had some issues.
Yeah,
She
going on.
chose to make sure that, you know, in the day my kids were good. Just like you said with your daughter, you made sure she was up somewhere taken care of, and you went and did what you had to do at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Do you think your sons kind of resent you for leaving them in a whole other state?
Yeah, the oldest one do. I tried on several occasions to reach out to them, but at a certain point, you gotta let them live their life and come around. You know what I mean? You can only you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink.
Exactly.
So I just talk to them and let them know, Mommy here. If you ever need me, I am here. You know, and at a certain age, you start being rebellious. You know, that's just some people. And my oldest is one of them, but I love him to death. He'll come around though.
Yeah, he'll come around. When he come around, then
Right.
of course you'll be there
Yeah.
to do what it is that you need to do at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give him the support that he needs, that I needed growing up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would definitely be in this corner. You know?
Is he here? Or is he still up there?
He here.
He's here. Okay.
He's here now. He's here. He moved back here.
Okay.
He was
So you-
born here. Then I took him up to Rhode Island, and he was born in '99. We moved up in Rhode Island when he was about 6 or 7 months old, and then he came back when he turned 20 years
Oh, so
old.
he's basically from Rhode Island.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cause six months old, like he Rhode Island is
And it was kind of hard for him to adapt when he got here, but he's making his necessary adjustments.
Right, so he just don't understand. Right now, he just having a hard time trying to get that closeness with you because of the fact you
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
And he was so young.
Yeah, because some stuff went on with him and stuff. That's a
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of them have like their own families? Have they made their own families, like
No,
kids?
I am
You don't
not
have.
a grandmother.
You're not.
I am not a grandmother.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm happy I'm not a grandmother because I'm
Yeah.
still having kids myself. I don't, you know.
Really?
My baby is, my youngest child is 2 years old. I mean 1 years old. I got a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And they back to back, so you know they're keeping me on my toes.
Oh, Jimmy had you
Oh, yeah.
popping, baby.
Girl, we're doing a little too much right now. We're doing a little too much right now, but you know I'm grateful for it all. You know, that's God said be fruitful. We had a whole lot of fruitfulness going on.
Yeah.
Mowing it out.
Have some vegetables. But then you know, we got married. Me and Jimmy did in August of 2020 last year.
So y'all still newlyweds.
Newlyweds,
Yeah.
baby.
That's why y'all sitting here back to back like that.
Right.
They was handling before the newlywed. They was handling before the newlywed.
But then here I go with my dad called them get rich quick schemes, and I started out with selling crabs. No, it was tattoos. I was doing the tattoo thing. Then I moved from the tattoos.
You been doing tattoos?
Yeah.
And when in the world did you do a tattoo?
What do you mean?
Right.
What do you
Baby.
mean? Yeah, I was doing
Can you
tattoos.
draw?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
what it was, I was using the transfer paper,
Okay.
writing stuff on the laptop, then use the transfer paper, and I go up from there. But
Oh, okay.
Jimmy was my guinea pig. He let me put so many on him. He looked like Tupac Shakur over there. But you know, I started with that. And then here's my dad. Some Jimmy don't fall for it. She about to come up with another get rich quick scheme. So then I started selling the fried crabs, and that was booming. Like that was booming big time. Like I was doing the fried crabs, the crab balls, the fried snow crab legs, and everything. I was like grinding. But you know, I was doing it mostly for my wedding in August, so I snapped back after we got married. And then here go Counted Up Wigs.
So before we get into Counted Up Wigs, I remember a post you had made about the frying the crabs.
Yeah.
And about a family member.
Yeah.
Have y'all reconciled with that situation? Or what's going on with that?
And I see him on a breezy, you know, he going one way, I'm going another way when I come to Suffolk, because I'm rarely down here unless I'm making deliveries or something like that. When I happened to see him one day, I was making a delivery, and he tried to pull up and talk. I was like, man, go on about your business, man. And I ain't got nothing to say to you, you know, because if family gonna do something to you like that, that means that's not your family.
It's not family, right?
That's not your family, you know, so, yeah. Y'all really don't know what happened, so I'm going to tell you.
Right, because I'm like,
With the
I'm
snow
like-
crab legs thing, right? And I was doing it, like, really nobody else was doing it around, honestly, that I could see.
Mm-hmm.
So, me and Jimbo, we were making the fried crab legs, and he was like, you own to something, cuzzo, you own to something. Maybe we need to conjoin forces or something like that. I said, no, I don't know, because you got your own thing going on. So, next thing I know, he posted no fried snow crab leg dinners with this on the side. And I said, what? Like, really?
You didn't chop your head like that.
Chop my nuts clean off. Ain't said nothing, ain't said, cuzzo. Look, right, I'm thinking about starting the snow crab leg business down here in Suffolk. Alright, I would have been like, cuz, look, we can do this together. You know what I'm saying? You handle that down there, then I ain't got to make no deliveries down there. You know what I'm saying? No, he went out on did his own thing. So, you know, that's cutthroat. You know, in the streets, you don't do no cutthroat stuff like that.
That's right.
You know?
yeah, especially when he said you own to something.
Yeah.
He said you own to something, go home and do this
Where you getting
myself.
them from, and
So he basically sat there, watched your whole thing, and then took it in.
Enterprise and try to make a.
Oh,
that's
wow.
not, and that's
That's not-
blood, man.
Give me a cool points for that.
That's blood. I
So
ain't
he didn't
saying-
sit down with you one time and say, "I'm about to start this
No,
stuff."
ma'am, absolutely not.
You found out on the internet.
Found out on scrolling Facebook newsfeed. I said, oh, yo, Jimmy, Jimmy, come look at this. And I called my dad. I was like, Dad, do you know Blanche this one did? He said, man, go ahead. I said, yeah. Absolutely. I started calling all the family members, let them know how dirty he been right now.
Right.
So you and your dad do have a relationship now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my boy. That's my boy. You know, through it all. Even my mom. But I'm more closer. I'm a dad's girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't hold nothing against nobody because I know in life you're gonna go through stuff.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
So
right.
I never held that over their head. Oh, you did this to me, and build any resentfulness against them.
Mm-hmm.
That's my parents.
Did they ever apologize or talk to you about it?
In their own little way, you know. In their own little way, you know. But my love is still genuine for them.
Right.
They gave me birth.
Right.
They gave me life. You know.
And there's no need to hold resentment towards them because at that time, if you do that, then how are you going to heal?
Get my
Right.
blessings.
Right.
Exactly. They say the Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father.
Your days will be long.
Your days will be long.
Right.
So regardless, you know, people go through things in life. I cannot prosper if I continue to hold hate
Right.
in my heart.
Exactly.
Or anybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like I am. I'm a non-judgmental person. I take you for who you are until you do something against me. Then I got to look over the glasses at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? I
Right.
got to handle you accordingly.
So,
you know?
what made you come on tonight and, and really let your hair down, let people know who he is?
Good question. And my reason for that is there is somebody, and I'm going to look up there. Is that the camera I look at right there? There's somebody watching right now that has been through, if not some, all of what I went through. Don't give up. Keep pushing. God will see you through. Hold on. Just hold on. When you get to that point that you want to give up, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't give up. Because there's the prize at the end of the rainbow. Just don't give up. That's what I got to say to them. Don't give up. Don't give up.
So you went through all of that.
Yep.
You leaps and bounds, and now has all of that made you who Sharonda is today?
Yeah.
So who is Sharonda today? Who is Yeet? But
Yeet today. Listen.
Oh, that's your nickname?
Yeet.
Where
Yes.
Yeet come from?
I'm gonna tell you.
Tell me
what
that
happened.
first.
It was a dance. It was a dance, right? And it's different. And it stood out to me. One thing about me, when people say they cut from a different cloth, when I say that, I mean that. Like, I accept people for who they are. I don't care what your past have been. I'm not a judgmental person. Gay, straight, it don't matter. I love you for who you are. You know what I mean? So when I came up with Yeet, a lot of people ask me that. Why do you always say Yeet? And I say that as an expression of who I am, something different, something genuine. You know what I mean? That's who I am.
Somebody say Yeet.
Yeet! Count it up. I say count it up, count them blessings up. Count up everything you done been through. Charge it to God because He is the one that's going to see you through it all.
And pay it off.
And pay it off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, the point you're at now, you're not a borrower. You're in a position where you're going to be a lender.
Yeah. You know, in my family, I'm sorry. I probably need a little tissue. I always was seen as the black
That's
sheep.
your whole room.
Yeah, you know, whole room. She's still rolling. In my family, on a side of my family, I was considered like the black sheep because I didn't complete school and I was always into something. That girl there, she always into something. Look out. I'm so sick of hearing about her and my niece doing this or my granddaughter doing that. You know, I was just the black sheep, you know, and I was always trying to do something so I wouldn't be that black sheep, but I still didn't amount.
So how did that make you feel?
Less than. It really did. It put me on a level where well, maybe I shouldn't go over there. Maybe I shouldn't. If I want to go over there, I want to feel like this. But I'm going to just stay away, you know.
So you stayed away.
Yeah, I stayed away. I go around, pop up every now and again. Hey, you know, show some love, let them know I love them. And I'm going on.
So did you feel like an embarrassment to them?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Because of the way that I was brought up and raised and all the stuff that I done been through and how my name was kicked out in the streets. Oh, she doing this and she was dead and she snorting this and oh, she terrible. She always fighting. Ain't she locked up again? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, so you've been
And
locked
I
up
was gonna
too?
ask her that.
yeah, I had a couple of felonies that I've been in. I ain't proud of it, but you know, it came with the territory, you know. What is TDH?
TDH.
Yeah, I went to TDH. I was on a foster care. I was in a group home.
Wow.
Yeah, and living out in Newport News. Oh man, that lady loved me like her own child. And if she watched right there, she know exactly what I'm talking about. Out in Newport News, Denby Boulevard. I went to Newport News High School. Denby High School.
Denby High.
Yeah, I was living on Garrow Road back then, and she took me in like her own child, and I had the opportunity to stay there, and they had to go through what I went through after I left her house. I left her house because I wanted to be back in the mountains.
Back in the mess.
Back in the mess in Cypress Mountain. And after then, I got in more trouble. You know, I caught a felony for stabbing someone in the back, almost paralyzed them.
Oh, wow.
So you were very violent.
Yeah, because that's
The
all I
anger.
seen.
Yeah,
That's all I seen. That's all I seen growing up. And that was my way because I was small. And you know, small people, they would
They try to bully
try
us.
to bully.
It's not her.
You know how to bully
They
me.
try to bully us
Not
because we
bully me.
small, you know.
Right.
So, you know, then caught my charge, went to jail, got out, went to Rhode Island. I just kept running back and forth. You know, I ain't like it up here. I get in some trouble up there. I went to Virginia.
Oh, so you was
Trouble
marking
in
your
Virginia.
territory.
Yeah.
So your time you don't feel like none of your time like taught you nothing? Like when you came home, you did the same thing you did before you got locked up?
It ain't teach me because I wasn't.
Immune, you were just immune to it. Like
It
you
was
just,
me. It was what I was accustomed during that time. Getting in trouble. I was rebellious. Trust me. And I rocked with a lot of people, you know what I mean? Because of the lifestyle that I was living, you know, they seen me as a good person. But I hated myself. I hated what I had became. Using drugs and stuff. Oh my God, I was ugly.
So doing all this
I
time,
lost so much weight. Like, when I tell you I got down to 97 pounds.
what?
97 pounds.
Can you look back at those pictures and
baby.
do you look back at those pictures and
Do you even have any of those pictures?
I didn't want to take no. I didn't even want to look.
Yeah,
at
no
the
one
mirror,
said. She
so
said she
I'm
wanted to
glad
get in the
nobody
mirror.
take no picture of me.
right.
Oh, what you about to do with that camera? I'm running. Look, no,
Right.
don't take no picture of me like that.
You didn't feel sexy at all.
Not at all.
But now you look in the mirror and say, yes, girl.
Yeah, come on, American Top Model. Let me go down there.
Oh my
Yeah, so,
goodness.
yeah.
But do you look back and see how far you have came
Yeah.
and just think, you know, like what are some of your
Like that
immediate
couldn't have been
thoughts?
me. Like that's not me.
As far as what do you mean?
Like when you look back on your life, then like you said, you know, you at the point where you try to take your own life. Do you, when you look back or when you reflect back, how does it make you feel from then
To now.
Why would I question myself like, why would have taken my life seeing my kids? You know what I mean? I want to have my kids. And they are my life. My kids is my strength. You know? They get on my nerves, of course. Yeah, kids get on my nerves.
Ooh,
but they
yes.
are my strength. Just to see them, hey mom, can I have some juice? Can I have this, that? You know, I wouldn't be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor if I had been that selfish and took my life.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You said you tried 3 times, right?
Three.
Where'd you
Went
start
to
with?
CHKD, they pumped my stomach with that black choco.
You said CHKD.
Yeah.
So you was young the first time.
Yeah, Yeah, I was like, when I first tried it, I was like 10. I was like 10 years old.
Oh, you tried to
that's when
overdose.
I tried to overdose. Yeah.
when you start
What did
being
you
molested
take?
at 10.
Yeah.
Anything you saw? You didn't even know what it was.
I just took some pills. I know my mom had left, my dad had left, and I was stuck here. I don't want to be here.
Right.
Why do I gotta stay here? Why I can't go with my mama? She in Rhode Island. Ain't nobody just send me to my mama.
Right.
No, you gotta stay here. Your mama give me custody. I don't wanna be here.
Then being
So-
molested, you feel like that was a
Yeah,
part of
all
going
of
ahead and
that,
taking
man,
them
all
drugs.
of that. Give me the pills.
Just give me the piece.
So you had all that resting on your shoulders at 10 years old.
Yeah. My aunt came home. What's wrong with you? I need to go to the hospital. For what? I took all your pills you had in there. You took all them pills. Mouth just a husky. Lips just a husky and dry.
Dehydrated, gone.
Dehydrated.
Gone, don't
She
even.
got to go immediately. Like,
Right
she
now.
ain't looking right now, lip. I don't look like. Called the ambulance. They sent me over to oversee, the old oversee. Sent me to oversee. Oversee sent me in the night and get a CHKD. I wake up, they telling me to drink that black choco stuff. I'm just drinking it. And I pass back out. Next thing I know, I'm on the commode, over there on the commode, trying to get rid of that stuff out of my body. They say, do you know where you at? I say, oversee KD. Cause I won't with it. I won't with it.
Yeah, you was.
Then once they hear me say CHKD, and I kept saying it was my date of birth and all that stuff. Okay, she back now. And I had to see a psychiatrist and all that stuff.
What did your aunt say about all this? She didn't ask you why.
She prayed over me so much. I think the lady threw the whole bottle of blessing on me on bed, girl.
She was anointing you.
Yeah, she was not trying to get them. She said, I had some demons in me that she took that blessing on. Put it on my forehead, on my heart, on my back.
Yes,
She put it everywhere.
So
On
did-
the bed.
To this day, do you see that family member that molested you? Have you forgave them?
No, they died.
They died?
They passed away horrible
Death.
horrible death.
But did
Like,
you
it
get to
was
talk to them
long.
before?
Cancer ate him up.
Oh.
Cancer
So he
ate him up.
suffered for the disease that
Suffered.
he did.
But did you ever get to talk to him before?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did. I wanted to kill him.
Did you
was
try?
In my mind, I wanted to kill him.
You never tried?
I never tried.
Even as you got older?
Because he had passed away. And I kept moving back and forth, so I was in Rhode Island.
Oh yeah, so he had passed away, okay, while you were still kind of young and all that stuff. Okay.
So what was you afraid of? Why did you not tell your parents? Was you afraid of what they would do, or more so what they would say
Because
you was
I felt
lying?
like they would, believe him and blame me. That's how I felt.
Oh.
Yeah. I felt like they wouldn't believe what I was saying, and I was making up stuff.
Was he around your age, or was he older?
No, that man was old. Like, he was drunk. That was an old man. He was drinking Coke 45, and every time he started drinking them Coke 45, he'd sit down, and I'm playing on. Back then it was pogo balls. Remember the pogo balls? The little circle with the ball in the middle. You just stand on it and jump.
Right.
So. No, not the stick, the ball. It was
Oh,
a
the
ball.
ball, okay.
It looked like Mars, the planet Mars.
Yeah, you stand on the edge of it and it goes back and forth.
So
Yeah.
I'd be in the kitchen, and my mom and them been playing spades and stuff all night, so they don't want to lay down. I ain't ready to go to sleep, so I was in there jumping on the pogo ball in the house. He drinking the Coke 45 and started hitting him. And, you know what I mean? Come here. I rubbing on himself and everything.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm.
And he want me to come over there and rub on. Yeah.
Mm.
Raw and cut truth.
And want no other kids around?
My brother be in his room back there. He was back there in his room. My mom and dad in their room. I'm the only one up.
Man, being that you and your brother was tight, like you said, why you never stay there now?
I couldn't. My brother, thanks.
I think-
My brother 3 years younger than me. He wouldn't back then. He wouldn't understood if I told him.
Right.
Okay.
You know, he wouldn't understood.
So all that you have been through, have you forgiven yourself from some of the choices that you have made?
Yeah. I had to move forward. Otherwise, I would have been stuck. Keep beating myself up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I wouldn't be, be able to hold my head up like I can now.
you know. Because at one point it was weighing on me. I couldn't smile. Like, it was like darkness all the time for me. And the only way out was to get high. Oh, Lord, I feel good now. What in the world? Oh, Lord.
Like Superwoman.
Yeah, I was back. Baby, I had the wings, I had the cape and everything. Shoot, let me fly right quick.
So all that you have been through, and you know, you are a special type of lady. Like you really are. And I keep saying you don't look like what you've been through. But that was your past.
Yeah.
And now we're at Sharonda.
Yeah.
We're at Counted Up Wigs. So how did that come into play?
Counted Up Wigs, I'm going to tell you exactly how it came into play. I was up scrolling on Facebook and this girl from Alabama, her name is Kia Blutcher. And she's a lot younger than me. She's probably like maybe 25, 26, something like that.
Okay.
And I was watching her and I kept telling Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, I like what she's doing. I just kept watching her. I said, Jimmy, yo, this is dope right here, what she's doing. I said, I think I can do that. I said, I want to do that. Him being a supportive husband that he is, well, I'm with you. If that's what you want to do, let's go for it. You know what I mean? And I ordered my first 12 wigs from her. Took a little while to get to me from Alabama. You know, so Kia Blutcher, if you watching, I appreciate you for inspiring me, baby. I appreciate you, you know, and I wish you many, much success in your wig voyage or travel or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Okay. I'll get that out of there. And so I got my first 12 wigs, and I started with them. But in the meantime, me and Jimmy was home doing our research, so because it took so long, we needed something that's going to come quicker than what them ones came. So that's what happened. We found our own vendors and stuff, and it's been a good one. It's a good run right now. It's a very good run.
So how does that make you feel when when you are touching people's lives, especially like those who may have alopecia or cancer and stuff like that, and you're adding to their life?
Yeah, it's priceless. It's very priceless. You know, like I said, if I don't sell one wig, just as long as I was able to bring a smile to somebody's life, to their face, you know, because we're living in tough times right now. People are losing people from COVID or what have you, cancer or whatever. And just to be able to scroll down your news feed, and I'm right there acting a whole fool, you know what I'm saying? And they stop. What in the world is this girl doing all this? Lord, is she modeling wigs? I like that. Let me send her a friend request. And then here come the inboxes. I've been watching you now ever since you started. And let me tell you, girl, you make me feel good. You know, I have never worn a wig, but you made me buy that wig. You know what I mean? And just the numerous stories that's been coming, it's just, man, I feel appreciated in that sense. You know what I mean?
So are you planning on expanding your Counted Up wigs?
Sky's the limits. Sky's the limits. I put all my faith into God, and I know there's no limit with Him. You know what I mean? I don't just think it's gonna stop with Counted Up wigs. You know,
Lead to something else.
Yeah, it's gonna lead to something else. You know, and I do want to do a nonprofit organization. You know, helping cancer patients out and you know people that needs wigs. I'm here. I'm here.
I think it's
That's
gonna lead to
good.
some comedy too, because you play these characters and have people laughing. You might be picked up on somebody's TV. Somebody be calling you. Can you?
That'll be good.
Would you take that offer?
I sure would. I sure would.
Would you do stand up?
Jimmy, y'all be gone.
Huh?
You pack them babies up and Jimmy, y'all be gone.
Y'all be gone. Huh?
We'll be going back. He behind the scenes. He was like, well, you know, it is what it is. Whatever happens, I'm with you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really like you said. Even if no one buys the wigs, do you feel like this is a passion? This is a passion.
It's a passion, and I'm able to be myself. I'm able to let everybody see that person that I had hidden inside of me that nobody knew about.
that you started out with at the age of 4, 3 or 4.
And imitating stuff. Like, you know, that's me as a person. So I'm not acting like nobody but Sharonda. I'm not acting like nobody but me. That's all I know to be. You know, it's just that a lot of people haven't seen that, and they be like, "Wow, that girl is really crazy." Like,
Yeah.
Yourself, it's authentic. And
Yeah.
it
Right.
lasts long, because when you act as somebody that you're not,
yeah.
it's short lived.
And people can tell that. They can tell when you acting like somebody else or if you being yourself or not. You know, and
Or you trying to be funny. Like, I watch it and it's just naturally.
Yeah, I seen it.
I don't even, believe it or not, I don't rehearse. I don't write no script. I just say showtime. You know what I mean?
You just get up there and go.
Yeah, just get up there and go. When that light come on that circle light come on right there, you ready?
So how you gonna be in front of the TV?
Right there, I had to realize I'm gonna win again. Minnie, I'm not on count of intro, so I had to tone that down.
How you gonna be when it's the TV cameras or the TV camera and the lights? How you gonna be? How you gonna act?
How am I at?
Yeah. Give us a little snippet on how you act. Go ahead, go for it.
Exactly.
There you go. Don't play.
Uncle Ray. What in the world you got? Well, who told you come over here and drink all my liquor up? I ain't even told you come over here from the beginning. No, you're not getting no corn liquor. You sure ain't? What? Uncle Ray, go ahead. Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. About to snap my whole wig off, baby. Let me make sure I got it a little tight, enough in the so you don't knock it clean off.
But you know what, though? It's the spin for me.
Yeah.
You do that spin, it's
Swivel chair.
What is going on? But seriously, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Like, if you were to have an opportunity to receive some type of award or something, what would just, right now, without thinking, what would your speech be?
What would my speech be for? First and foremost, I want to thank God, who's the head of my household.
Change the whole voice and everything.
It's the classes that.
And then, I want to thank all my peoples. Yeah, you. And you. Your cousin and nephews and nieces and everybody for purchasing the wig from me. I really appreciate you. But without y'all, I would not be here today. Without God, my faith being in God, I won't be here. And the person that I am today without him. And, count it up.
I accept this award.
I accept this award.
We enjoyed you, but before we go, we still have a couple more questions.
Okay, that's fine.
We're a little over out of time, but hey, I mean, we can do that in a minute.
Wait up, go in a minute.
One of the questions that I have is, well, I guess Ms. Logan already asked the question. What would you hope to, for it?
Yeah, and what would she hope for? Count it up.
Count it up, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. But another one would be, what would you say if someone said that, would you be offended, put it this way, if someone said, you doing what somebody else done? You ain't the only one who came up with that. How would you react to that? Because you have to realize in the realm that you're going in, is in the limelight. Mm-hmm. So people are going to come at you all different type of ways. Mm-hmm. So how would you react to that?
The way that I react to that is they didn't just make one type of burger. You have different types of burgers. Mm-hmm. They're not going to just make one person that sell wigs. To be a barber, to be a salesman. It's a business, you know. That's because you feel that type of way. It's not going to stop me from what God is pushing me to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So God bless your heart. You can carry on what you got going on, and I'm going to carry on what I got going on. You know what I mean? And God bless you. I wish you much success in your life. Mm-hmm. Right. And let me do me and you do you. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. I definitely feel you.
Okay.
Right.
Period.
Right. Period, Pooh.
So do y'all have any questions from Ms. Sharonda before she gets off?
I think she didn't answer everything.
Y'all, we don't.
Oh, what would you do? Okay, what would you do if Tyler Perry come in right now and say,
Girl,
hey,
I the plum fool. I probably fall
Would
out.
you pass
Yeah.
out? I was about to say, I knew you
Ooh,
would
I
pass
would
out.
fall out. I would fall out.
hey, you thought about like sending in like audition tapes or tagging and when you're doing your skits and stuff?
One lady, somebody that I don't even know, she's from Texas, has been sending my live videos over to Tyler Perry. And she inboxed me. She said, I hope you don't mind that I'm doing that. I said, no, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead on. I'm going to pray on the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, God, make a way, make a way, make a way. And if he was to come to me, man, I gotta talk it over with the big guy first, you know, make sure it's all right. Because, you know, it ain't just me and my household. I include him in everything, you know. It's a team effort. So if you give me that thumbs up, honey, I'm gone.
He said another thing. She like this. Oh, let me get a lip gloss too.
Break the pen.
He said, go put the lip gloss on.
We thoroughly enjoyed your life.
I got one question now.
Okay.
I got my question from that point in your life, from the traumatic, you know, from all the trauma to this point now. Would you do it all over again? Would you do anything differently, or would you do it all over again? Because
Ooh, that's a very good
Yes,
question.
that is fine.
Oh, wow. Would I do it all over again? Oh, God. That was some ugly stuff, boy. Yeah. Yeah, I
You
would.
don't have no regrets. You would do it.
I don't have no regrets. I would do it again. Yeah, because it made me strong. It made me strong. It made me face a lot of things in my life where I can sit and be a positive role model for somebody else that's going through it. Because if I wouldn't be able to talk to somebody that's going through it. I couldn't relate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can relate to a lot of things now. You know what I mean? Being that I had that history. Yeah, so I would. Yeah, absolutely.
And would you take it, like, if somebody was to ask you, would you do like a speech or anything?
A
like
motivational speaker.
Yeah, I would do that
Event?
too.
Would you do it?
Anything to lift my brother or sister up, I would do it. Because that's why God put us in places to do that. To help,
Be a blessing to
to be
somebody
a
else.
blessing to somebody else. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, we sure enjoyed you tonight, and we hope that you was a blessing on
Yeah.
Wait A Gam minute for somebody that was
And I was
watching.
all nervous for nothing. Girl, I had butterflies in my stomach.
I don't know
I
why.
don't know why when you say that light on and you do your thing, but our last question is, we always ask people here at Wait A Gam Minute, our guests, what advice or comments do they have for Wait A Gam Minute?
To keep doing what y'all are doing. Y'all are making a difference. You are. You girls are beautiful. You're smart. And that's exactly.
She don't sound like an old lady.
Look.
Smart.
You know, and just keep pushing, man. Because us people, including myself, needs this.
Right.
Somewhere we can go to get all that's built up in us out in a positive outlook. You know what I mean? So y'all doing a very good job. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all. Against
Thank you.
all adversities, keep pushing. Don't stop.
And you take that same advice.
Yeah, and if we meet Tyler first, we're gonna tell him.
Yeah, Tyler, say, she stay out there. and
Have
talk
you
to
seen? Y'all look at the glass.
Look, I go over the glass now.
But we thoroughly enjoyed you, and I know
Yeah.
our viewers did, for being so transparent and allowing us into just a snippet into your life.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, you know, just by looking at you, we would have no idea what you have been through.
Right.
Not
So
one.
you are definitely a special type of lady. So, and we wish you Godspeed, and again, we appreciate you for coming.
Wish you the
So
best.
Thank you so much.
Keep on rocking out when I'm counted up with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tune in tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Y'all know.
Y'all.
And what's your name?
Look out.
So
Go ahead
is
and
that
let them know
every
your
Friday?
name on. Facebook, and do you have Instagram?
Facebook, my personal page is Sharonda D. Ricks Whitehead. My business page is Counted Up Wigs. And count it up. 8 o'clock tomorrow. The show
Is that every
will go on.
Friday at 8 o'clock?
Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. At 8
3
o'clock.
days a week.
I go hard. Yeah.
Okay.
I got something to say.
That's right.
Okay, so say it one more time. Every Friday
Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday.
at 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock.
At night.
Yep.
Okay.
8 p.m. Check her out and check us out every Thursday here at Wait A Gam at 7 p.m.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Count it up.
Share, like, follow.
All right.